What is up? What is cracking collective? It's your girl Ash, aka Goddess Goals, in the building. I'm Visiting Back Babies. Here to deliver a message, here to tell a story, here to give a word. Remember that this message, this story, this word may not resonate with you at all, but if you like, yo, Ash, that was me in the past, I can resonate with you because that was simply me in the past. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you like, yo, Ash, that's me right now, I'm simply going through that right now, I'm feeling this way right now, I can relate to you right now. At any time you can hit the like button. And in this message and in this story is simply about a woman, and for some reason this woman just has these feelings, these cravings, these desires for this one man. And maybe this woman has had men in the past, or maybe she had a man in the past, but it's something about this one man that she has came across, and she just simply can't let him go. Have you ever experienced that? A situation or a love situation where you just simply can't let somebody go. And it's like, man, what did you do to me, baby, right? Like, oh my God, simply, what did you do to me? And all you can do is just steady come back and like, man, I gotta come back and I gotta come back, and it's on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Or you just surrender yourself, like, baby, I surrender. Have you ever just surrendered yourself? Or have you ever been in a situation where you just simply had to surrender yourself? You felt like you had to surrender yourself to the love. You felt like you had to surrender yourself to your emotions. You had to surrender yourself to your pride. You had to surrender yourself to your ego. And sometimes my men, y'all have felt like this too, where y'all just had to surrender yourself. Like, it's just something about you that keeps going on and on. It's something about you that has me coming back, and I just get on and on. You know what I'm saying? It's like every time I hop off the ride, I gotta get back on the ride because it just goes on and on. Every time I stop that thrill, I gotta get back on the ride because, baby, I love the thrill. I love the thrill of you. I love the thrill of me. Maybe I just simply love our thrill. And it just keeps on going on and on and on. And today I came across a video, and the video was talking about the Songs of Solomon. And I learned that it's a couple different versions about this Songs of Solomon. It's one version where it's only two people and the woman is just talking about her and him. And then it's another version where it's three people, where the woman is talking about herself and two other men. And simply in the Songs of Solomon, with 3 people. It's like this one man wanted her. This one man had money and he simply wanted her, which was King Solomon. And then there was another man that wanted her. And he wasn't like King Solomon. He wasn't rich as King Solomon. He didn't have as many wives as King Solomon. He was a shepherd's boy. The opposite of King Solomon. But I feel like he was a solid boy, right? And maybe some of y'all might be dealing with a solid boy. Or have y'all ever dealt with a solid boy? Have y'all ever, you know what I'm saying, had an experience with a solid boy? And of course, we ain't not talking about a boy, but we're talking about a man. You know what I'm saying? A solid man. Like, baby, you just so solid. You know what I'm saying? And I surrender. You know what I mean? Have you ever just felt like you just had to surrender to somebody that was solid? My men, have y'all ever felt like y'all had to surrender to just a woman that was just so solid? Have you ever felt like, man, every time I let you go, I gotta come back because I surrender? Have you ever felt like, man, on and on, I gotta surrender? And some of y'all that I'm talking to, y'all might be very fertile, or when y'all think about this person, it's just so fertile. It's just like, man, you know, goo goo gaga fertile, right? It's a lot of fertileness when you get around this person. Maybe you know, feel just fertile. Maybe your whole body feels fertile when you are simply around this person. And baby, just I surrender, right? And maybe it's something about you, or maybe it's something about y'all, or maybe it's something about, you know what I'm saying, the beauty of the inside and the outside. Maybe you love this shepherd's boy, like, man, you beautiful on the inside and you beautiful on the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's something about him that makes you surrender. And see, it's like when you love somebody, or when you come across somebody that you absolutely love, right? It's like, man, I love everything about you, or I want to paint this. I want to simply paint you because there's just something so beautiful about you. I want to paint you, right? Like I see all your colors, and maybe I want to know all your colors. I want to know your ins and outs. I want to know your ups and downs. I want to know everything about you as I paint you. You know what I'm saying? Baby, can I paint you? Or when you think about a painting, maybe this whole relationship is like a painting. When you think about the Songs of Solomon, you think about the journey, you think about the story, you think about the painting. Like, we are painting a story, and maybe y'all are just simply painting y'all's story. You know, like, man, every time I leave you and I go, and I just gotta come back to you, and we just painting our story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get enough of painting our story.
Mind power.
It's kind of like when you leave somebody and you come back to them and you're like, man, I love you and you love me, and it's just something that goes on and on. On and on and it's something about just y'all keep on going on and on. And maybe at times you had to rebirth yourself, or it's something simply about rebirthing yourself. Maybe you had to figure out what you really wanted, or maybe he had to figure out what he really wanted, and maybe y'all just had to simply figure out what y'all really wanted. And sometimes it takes for another person to leave, step back, go away, in order for us to figure out what we really truly wanted. And see, also in this story of Songs of Solomon, this woman knew who she wanted. And maybe at some point in time, she was confused about who she wanted. And how they described it was that the woman wasn't so open to the king. It was like she had something in the back of her mind, even though she was with the king. She still had another person in the back of her mind, even though she was in front of the king. In front of a wealthy king, in front of the most wealthiest kings. And you know, the shepherd's boy would come back to this woman, but she wouldn't answer him quick enough. She wouldn't answer him fast enough. She wouldn't have an answer for him in enough time. So he surrendered and left, because she simply wasn't ready to surrender at that point in time. So when you think about this, have you ever wasn't ready for love at that point in time? Or maybe you was like, man, I might be scared of love at that point in time. Or maybe I'm not fully ready for love at that point in time. And when you do more research and when you do more things and when you learn more about this woman was a little bit insecure. Because she had been taking care of everybody else, but she wasn't taking care of herself mentally, physically, emotionally, all these. And she was like, man, how can these men love me? And I got these insecurities. I feel like this woman had to surrender. She only didn't have to surrender to herself, but she had to surrender to making a choice for her best self. Or maybe this woman just simply had to decide to become her best self. And this woman figured out who she really wanted. This woman figured out, like, look, matter of fact, I'm sorry. I understand who I want. I understand who I wanted. I understand. And I understand why you left. I understand because I didn't surrender. I understand. So now I got more understanding about the surrender. It's something about the passion. It's something about the spark. It's something about the spark and the passion. Maybe that's what this masculine gave her, was the passion and the spark. Or maybe when she felt him and she saw him and she learned him and she loved him, she understood about the passion and also the spark. Like, look, I know what I feel, and I feel sparks when I'm with you. I know what I feel, and I feel the sparks inside of you. And I know you feel the sparks inside of me. And I know you feel my energy. I just know. So, in this story, of the Songs of Solomon, this woman eventually surrenders to the person that she actually does love. She goes and looks for the one she actually does love. And in the meantime, in between time, as she's trying to find and call back and run back to the person that she actually loves, others that is connected to this king beats her. That is connected to this king hits her. That is simply connected to the king. And when we think about it, like, why would they hit her, beat her, if she was meant for the king? It's simply because she was not meant for the king. She was meant to be with the shepherds. She was meant to be with the shepherd boy. So what I get from this story, and some people may call it another story, describe it as another story, and describe it as different things, but this is just my dialogue of the story. That even if you choose somebody else, you choose the one that doesn't bring you wealth, but you choose the one that is good for your health. You choose the one that you can't stay away from. You choose the one that you just simply can't run away from. You choose the one that gives you sparks. You choose the one that you know wants to touch all of your body parts. You choose the one that you just simply can surrender to. That simply makes you surrender. And they also surrender to you. And when you choose the one that you can surrender to. Maybe your exes, maybe friends, maybe family, maybe whoever, they won't like that. But baby, your love makes me surrender. Your love just simply makes me surrender. And in this story, they say love is strong as death. Mind power. And what hurts more, or what feels so close to death, is love. When you're heartbroken, doesn't it feel like death? Sometimes doesn't it feel like you're dying when you're in love? When you're heartbroken, when you love somebody so much, and you become heartbroken, doesn't it feel like death? Oh, wow, that's deep. Love is as strong as death. So I surrender. That is my message. That is my story. That is my word. And I hope y'all got some type of value out of this. Peace.